8 minutes to talk about leadership. Taking on the role of a leader is something most people either have in them or they don't. But really, when it comes down to it, it's about owning responsibility and following through on what is needed as a result. Some people who are listed as leaders aren't very good at it, and some that are viewed as followers really are doing more than is accounted for. Which are you? Hey FukuFighters, it's Dave, and this is the FukuFriday Happy Hour Hangout for July 5th, 2019. There was a meeting of world leaders last week in Japan called the G20. Did they talk about climate change, the immigration crisis, or Fukushima fallout? No. It was mostly about trade and industry and grandstanding. Heck, the Japanese government even pushed Fukushima produce products on the attendees in order to assure everyone that it's safe there, when it's not really. Okay, does that sound like leadership to you? Or does it sound like pandering? There was a fire on a nuclear submarine this week, and 14 Russian sailors died as a result. Now, President Putin waited 3 days to say no nuclear material had been leaked, just like when Chernobyl happened in 1986. Whether they're lying or not, maybe we'll find out about it in 33 years or so when HBO does a series on it. Does that sound like leadership to you? Or does it sound like the start of yet another nuclear cover-up? Here in the U.S., migrant kids are being kept in cages with no way to shower, stay healthy, or have any hope of being reunited with their families. Our government says it's a way to deter asylum seekers, aka brown people, when in reality, our own sanctions and policies in South America fueled this exodus and has led us to a dark place we haven't seen since the Japanese internment camps during World War II in this country. Does that sound like leadership to you, or does it sound like barbarism for barbarism's sake? I mean, really? These are our elected officials. Are they sworn representatives of the people, or of corporations, collusion, and callousness? If you're starting to think that there is a serious problem with our so-called leadership nowadays, you're not wrong. It seems like everyone is just trying to get something over on everyone else because they can, with no regard to human decency whatsoever. So, where does it stop? Where does compassion come back into the mix? Where does true leadership come from? The answer is simple. It comes from you. If you're waiting for some elected official to fix all your problems, you're going to be long dead before that happens because they, like most people, have their own agendas. Power, greed, ignorance, these are our true enemies, and the need to fuel them comes from within. Instead of being angry at someone, try being loving. Instead of complaining, try doing. Instead of allowing all the wrongs in the world to slide because it's not my problem, try understanding that it is your problem and you need to take ownership of it. That sense of personal responsibility will permeate everything you do if you embrace it and be present with it every day. FukuFighters are leaders by default because it's our job to light the path to a brighter future for the next generation. And that is where your 8 minutes comes in, right? Being present, doing the work. How hard is it, guys? FukuFighters know it's super hard. And then it gets easier. The more and more you do it, the more it becomes a part of your routine, your everyday schedule, the more it's going to be like breathing or getting up and eating breakfast. Guys, it's so simple. If you haven't taken step one for yourself, educating yourself, safeguarding yourself from the radiation, and understanding the problem that we are all facing at Fukushima Daiichi today, right now, man, you better get over to our website at OperationSaveTheEarth.com and get to learning because there is so much that you've missed out on over the past 3,000 plus days, right? And then when you're ready to get, even more caught up, send me an email at info@OperationSaveTheEarth.com so I can put you on our weekly mailing list. And also, don't forget, I know you got the Twitter on your phone. Be sure to follow us at OSTE 8 Minutes, all spelled out. That's where you're going to get the latest Fukushima news of the week every week. So, do you want to be a leader Or do you want to sit on your ass and continue to let things slide on your watch? By following the example of Greta Thunberg in Germany, who has organized a global fight against the climate crisis as a high schooler, and the stalwart FukuFighters in Japan, who every Friday night in Tokyo gather to voice their displeasure in front of the Prime Minister's residence. We can change things. Is it me? Or have plastic straws become illegal overnight? How did that happen? Because we demanded it. And since we have the power, let's all do our part to get the next generation ready for the battles ahead. Saving the world isn't an easy job. It's exhausting because it needs saving all the time, over and over again. But it's like I always say, somebody got to do it. And if not you, then who? Do your work this week, FukuFighters, and know that every little step you take forward, others are lining up behind you to follow the leader towards a better tomorrow. So until next time, this is Dave saying peace and good fortune to everyone. Take care till then.